President Sisi discusses the development in Gaza and the West Bank with the Arab League chief. Egypt's Interior Ministry confirms that the Hasm terrorist group was plotting attacks on critical security and economic sites. And Egypt's Prime Minister issues a decision accepting the resignation of the Environment Minister. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has met with Commander of the U.S. Central Command, General Michael Kurilla, alongside senior Egyptian and U.S. officials. Kurilla conveyed U.S. President Donald Trump's greetings, which President Sisi appreciated, affirming the deep strategic partnership between Egypt and the U.S. Discussions focused on enhancing bilateral cooperation, especially in military and security fields, and addressing regional crises. President Sisi stressed Egypt's ongoing efforts for a Gaza ceasefire, detainee exchange and urgent aid, while highlighting the Nile's critical importance to Egypt's national security and the need for regional de-escalation. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has discussed the latest Arab crises, especially developments in Gaza and the West Bank, with Arab League chief Ahmed Abul-Gheit. They emphasized Egypt and Qatar's efforts for a ceasefire and urgent humanitarian aid, and reaffirmed the pursuit of a just, comprehensive Palestinian settlement based on international legitimacy. The talks also covered Syria, Libya, Sudan, the Horn of Africa, and Red Sea security. President Sisi reiterated Egypt's unwavering support for the Arab League's pivotal role in uniting Arab efforts. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has directed that the family of engineer Mustafa Anwar Ahmed Afifi, who was martyred after being injured in a random shooting by terrorist elements affiliated with the Hasm movement, be added to the list of those eligible for national recognition. This presidential directive reaffirms the statement's commitment to honoring sacrifices and upholding the principle of loyalty to those who gave their lives or were harmed in terrorist attacks. It also reflects the president's ongoing support for the families of martyrs and the injured across the nation. Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati has emphasized Egypt's sincere and intensified efforts to swiftly achieve a ceasefire in Gaza. He expressed hope for an imminent agreement to halt hostilities and underscored the urgent need to deliver humanitarian and medical aid to the besieged Gaza Strip, which is suffering from severe famine. Abdulati highlighted Egypt's commitment to protecting innocent lives and restoring stability through coordinated international cooperation, aiming to alleviate the humanitarian crisis and support peace in the region. Egypt's foreign minister stated that it is essential to mobilize the necessary financial resources to rebuild the Gaza Strip and restore hope to the Palestinian people steadfastly attached to their national land. He condemned the Israeli aggression against Gaza and the West Bank as blatant, unacceptable, and beyond all limits. Egypt's Interior Ministry has announced killing 2 Brotherhood members in a shootout, thwarting a planned attack on security and economic sites. The Brotherhood and its armed wing Hasm are designated terrorist groups by Egypt, the US, and UK. Many leaders have been convicted of terrorism over the past decade. The details.
Part of its ongoing efforts to safeguard the nation and maintain the country's security stability, the Egyptian Ministry of Interior has thwarted a major terrorist plan orchestrated by leaders from the terrorist Hazm movement, an armed wing of the outlawed Muslim Brotherhood currently on the run in Turkey. The ministry revealed that these leaders have been preparing and planning to revive their terrorist activities, targeting vital security and economic installations inside Egypt. Their plan involved sending a trained member who had previously received advanced military training in a neighboring country to illegally infiltrate Egypt and execute the attacks. This terrorist plot coincided with the circulation of a video by the movement on various social media platforms showcasing training exercises conducted in the desert area of a neighboring country and threatening terrorist operations within Egypt. In coordination with security agencies, the National Security Agency identified key Hazm leaders involved in this plot, including Yahya Sayyid Ibrahim Muhammad Musa, one of the primary founders and military supervisors of Hazm, sentenced to death and multiple life imprisonments for assassinations and attempt attacks on high-profile targets, including an attempt on the presidential plane and assassination of Major Maged Abdel Razak, a police officer. Muhammad Rafiq Ibrahim Menna, sentenced to life imprisonment for attempting to target key figures and forgery of official documents for Brotherhood members abroad. Ala Ali As-Samahi, convicted on multiple counts including attempts to target the presidential plane, assassinations, and attacks on security convoys. Muhammad Abdul Hafiz Abdullah Abdul Hafiz, also sentenced to life imprisonment for similar charges. Ali Mahmoud Muhammad Abdul Wanis, sentenced to life imprisonment and additional terms for various attacks on key figures and security forces. Following these investigations, security forces monitored the illegal infiltration of Ahmed Muhammad Abdel Razik Ahmed Ghunim, a convicted Hazm member involved in several attacks, including the assassination of police officers and attempted attacks on the presidential plane. He was found hiding in a flat in Bulaq al-Dakrur, preparing to carry out the terrorist plan alongside accomplice Ihab Abdul Latif Muhammad Abdul Qadir, who remains wanted for attempted attacks on prominent figures. After obtaining authorization from the Supreme State Security Prosecution, security forces raided the suspected hideout. The members responded with random gunfire at the forces and surrounding areas, prompting a confrontation that resulted in deaths in both suspects. Tragically, a civilian passing by was also killed due to the indiscriminate gunfire, and a police officer was injured while attempting to rescue the civilian. The Supreme State Security Prosecution was promptly notified and has taken over the investigation. The Ministry of Interior reaffirmed its unwavering commitment to combating terrorist plots by the Brotherhood and their supporters, which threaten the security and stability of Egypt.
Egypt has welcomed the signing of the Declaration of Principles between the Democratic Republic of Congo and the Congo River Alliance March 23 movement in Doha, Qatar. In a statement, Egypt expressed hope that the declaration will help achieve lasting peace in eastern DRC, improve humanitarian conditions, and strengthen regional security. Egypt also praised Qatar and the U.S. for facilitating the dialogue and reaffirmed its support for peaceful conflict resolution and respect for sovereignty across Africa. Etihad Airways has introduced a new twice-weekly route from Abu Dhabi to Al Alamein, operating on Thursdays and Sundays. The service uses Airbus A320 aircraft with 8 business class and 150 economy seats. Al Alamein, located near Alexandria on the Mediterranean, is a growing leisure destination known for its scenic beaches and upscale resorts. This route is part of Etihad's 2025 network expansion, which adds 27 new destinations worldwide and marks Al Alamein as the airline's 6th seasonal summer spot. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli reviewed several topics and work files related to the micro, small and medium enterprises development agency. At the beginning of the meeting, the Prime Minister emphasized the agency's vital role in supporting, promoting and fostering the growth of micro, small and medium enterprises across various sectors. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli issued a decision accepting the resignation of Environment Minister Yasmin Fuad. Madbouli issued another decision assigning Local Development Minister Manal Awad to temporarily assume the duties of the environment portfolio in addition to her ministry responsibilities until a new minister is named. Minister of Health Khalid Abdel Ghaffar held meeting to review the quality of medical services provided at Gustave Roussy Hospital, formerly Hamel, as part of the government's ongoing efforts to ensure high standard care for citizens. He instructed hospital management to streamline administrative and medical procedures, established a dedicated unit for receiving complaints, and regularly monitor patient satisfaction. The minister also called for improved coordination to ensure the availability of medications and accelerate the issuance of state-funded treatment approvals, noting that 12,000 approvals were issued between the 1st of June and the 18th of July 2025. Egypt's health ministry has said over 5 million free medical services were provided in the first 3 days of the 100 Days of Health campaign launched on July 15th. On Friday alone, 1.57 million services were delivered, including over 600,000 through primary health care and family planning, more than 300,060 via therapeutic care, and 205,000 in health insurance hospitals. Emergency teams provided 5,402 services. Additionally, 85,681 people received health education through outreach teams stationed in public areas nationwide. Egypt's health ministry has announced that 2,783,916 surgeries have been completed under President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's initiative to eliminate critical surgery waiting lists since its launch in July 2018. The program, which offers procedures free of charge, covers cardiac surgeries, tumor removals, transplants and more. From July 2023 to July 2025, the ministry followed up on 200,057 and 600 cases and received over 200,090 hotline requests. Officials highlighted improvements in hospital efficiency, staff training, and the implementation of a real-time digital system to manage case transfers. Egypt's Minister of Higher Education, Ayman Ashur, participated virtually in the signing of cooperation agreements between 12 Egyptian universities and the University of Louisville to launch a joint Master of Engineering Science program across all engineering disciplines. The agreements aim to provide Egyptian students with access to global recognized education and strengthen academic ties between Egypt and the United States. The signing ceremony in the U.S. was attended by top officials from the University of Louisville and presidents of the participating Egyptian universities, which include Alexandria Institute, Mansoura, Munufiyya, Banha, and their private counterparts, along with Al Alamein and New Mansoura universities. Dr. Ashur emphasized that the initiative supports Egypt's strategy for higher education reform, promoting international partnerships and academic excellence to equip students for global opportunities. That brings us to the end of our news bulletin. Here is what we've been covering. President Sisi discusses the development in Gaza and the West Bank with Arab League chief. Egypt's Interior Ministry confirms that the Hasm terrorist group was plotting attacks on critical security and economic sites. And Egypt's Prime Minister issues a decision accepting the resignation of the Environment Minister. That's all for now. Remember to stay updated by following Qnews for the latest developments. Many thanks for watching.